Good morning and welcome to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. Needless to say, we're in the midst of the holiday season, and in my opinion, this is truly the most wonderful time of the year. If you're looking for some fun and exciting things to do with your family and friends, my first guest has a long list to share with you today. Claire Koenig serves as the Communications Manager, Leisure Tourism for Visit Milwaukee, an award-winning convention and visitors bureau that provides information on premier events, hotel accommodations, and of course all the fun things happening here in Milwaukee. How are you, Claire?
Great, thanks to be back.
Good to see you again.
Thanks.
And as I said, 'tis the season for
Yes.
holiday fun, and there's something for everyone to
Truly.
do. That's the truth. People
Yes.
cannot say there's nothing to do, whether they're admiring the holiday lights or maybe taking in a classic holiday show, whatever the case, there's something for everyone. So where do we
Definitely.
start?
We could start with those holiday lights. All throughout downtown, in some of the city parks downtown, you'll find huge light displays. Perfect for an Instagram picture, but they also operate a jingle bus tour. So on Thursdays and Saturdays, you can hop on the bus and actually be taken around to see the lights. You don't have to drive yourself. And they also do a pit stop at the former Grand Avenue for some hot chocolate and just to warm up. So a great way to see those lights.
Yeah, and you can't
Use the
miss
free
all
bus.
the lights at Cathedral Square Park. They're absolutely
Cathedral Square
beautiful.
Park, yeah. Pier Marquette has a ton
Yeah.
of them, and then Zeidler Park also has
Right.
tons. Yes.
And our friends from Milwaukee downtown, they have been by here to kind of
good.
run it all down for the Holiday Lights Festival, which goes through January 1st. So people still have a lot of time to take that in.
Plenty of time.
And then there's a long list of things for kids 1 to 92, I like to say.
Totally.
So we have what's called Winter Wonders, and if I understand correctly, you don't even have to get out of the car.
Right. So these are the people who did the China Light Show in Berner Botanical Garden, which of course everyone knows, hugely popular. It's only been here for 3 years, but each year they have like 100,000 people come to China Lights. Yeah, so they know what they're doing. They know how to do a light show. So they are doing Winter Wonders, which is a holiday-themed light show that is drive-through. So there is an admission fee. It's per car, but you can, pack in 8 people and take in this wonderful show. Now, I must say they do cap the number of cars each night. I believe it's at 800, which is quite a few.
Wow.
But maybe if you're planning when to go, pick your ideal night and then pick a backup night just in case, because I'm sure it will be just as popular as China Lights.
Yeah, I like when you say they know how to do a light show.
They do. They're
no
the pros.
doubt about it.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of fun and excitement happening inside the Fiserv Forum, whether it's a concert going on or, of course, Bucks basketball. They are doing amazing these days.
Yes.
But there's some things going on outside of Fiserv Forum as well, right?
So the Bucks have done an amazing job of utilizing their plaza, which is outside in the Deer District. It's kind of the heart of the Deer District. And right now is the Chris Kindle Market. Now this is the second year it's come to Milwaukee. There's a really big one in Chicago, and this is put on by the same people. So maybe if you've ever been down there for that, now you don't have to make the drive. You can do it right here. It's 20 plus vendors, and it's supposed to be a European style market. So think of those European delicacies, but of course hot chocolate and all sorts of other tasty eats and gifts if you are still doing a little last minute shopping.
Okay, so if it's a little nippy out, you also, they have the spiced wine, so that should help warm you up just a little bit, along with the hot cocoa.
Yeah.
And this goes through December 24th, and you mentioned all these vendors. They're from around the world, right?
They truly are. It's a nice little slice to see different cultures and how they celebrate and what their Christmas traditions are, but also just a really nice excuse to be outside downtown in the heart of the city, where you will definitely be warm with cheer.
Yes, definitely. Just bundle up and take it all in.
And drink the wine.
Drink plenty of the wine. As long as you're not driving, you're good to go. So Milwaukee County Winter Farmers Market. So that's at the Domes. And with that said, the Domes every year does an amazing job in decorating for the holidays.
Yes.
And one year I think we We actually were there live, and we did a show, and I couldn't count all the poinsettias. They were everywhere.
Their holiday floral show is incredible. I mean, I think a lot of the times we think of the domes as like a great summer escape in the middle of winter. It's a place to go to the tropical dorm and imagine Hawaii or something.
It's that too.
Yes. But they do trick it out in holiday floral attire. They also have a great train show going on right now, and those are very popular. But then also on the weekends, you can do your shopping for all the fresh produce that you would normally buy maybe at a farmer's market in the summer.
And that is really awesome because, like you said, during the summer months, all these things are available, you know, a little bit everywhere where you turn. But they take great pride in being able to offer all of these things during those winter months.
And it's very popular. So again, plan when you're going, bring your reusable bags, and go nuts.
So the Milwaukee County Winter Farmers Market at the Domes, that goes on now through April 11th. And sometimes people feel the need to stay indoors. And I think just talking to you in just this little bit of time, it really goes to show that there are some things that you can enjoy outdoors. Depending on the weather, of course, you have to dress accordingly. Sometimes more layers than others, but there's just a lot to do outside in itself.
Oh, definitely. Any day now, the Slice of Ice should be open. That's the skating rink right outside, right in the middle of downtown, right by City Hall, conveniently located next to a Starbucks for your, again, in case you get cold. So, of course, there is ice skating to be had. The county parks, a few of the parks, like Mitchell Park, do rentals for snowshoes and other winter equipment. Also, the 3 urban ecology centers are great places to rent all sorts of winter gear, including snowshoes, cross-country skis, and other things to enjoy the snowy parks weather. Those locations are in Washington Park, Riverside Park, and then right next to Three Bridges Park in Menominee Valley. So all over the city, you can find incredibly affordable places to use this equipment if, like, you don't own snowshoes, which I don't.
Neither do I.
Right. So if I wanted to go rent them, I would go to an urban ecology center and then go on one of the lovely trails through the parks.
Okay, and if you just don't have that warm blood in you, then you can stay indoors and enjoy, like I said earlier, a classic holiday show. We've got quite a few going on.
Definitely. So Christmas Carol always runs through the end of the year, and then First Stage, of course, our children's theater, that is amazing. They are doing a very fun production of Elf, and it is so popular that they extended the run.
Wow.
Yes. So if you are more of a theater buff, definitely have some great theater options. And of course the ballet with the Nutcracker.
Yes, can't forget about that.
Right.
And we've had our friends from the Milwaukee Rep come on to talk about A Christmas Carol as well. So the viewers have gotten all the details on that.
Good.
Now going into the new year, it's always interesting to me, and I don't understand it, but I give them a lot of credit. People get out there at Bradford Beach and they have on very little clothing and they decide to literally go jump in the lake. So the polar bear plunge, it happens every single year. Talk about that.
Well, I mean, how better to start maybe your goals for 2020 by really challenging yourself with an ice bath. It, of course, is not frozen quite yet because the lake takes a lot longer to freeze over once it gets all heated up through the summer. And then people just dive right in, and then they definitely warm up at the downtown restaurants and bars to kind of get the systems back going.
Yeah, and if you don't plan on jumping in the water, then you can at least sit back and watch and maybe record and say, what in the world? But hey, to each his own, that's what I say.
Yeah, be moral support. That would be what I would do.
Yes, and that's free and open to the public. And then something else that's very different that's happening on New Year's Day, the Cool Fool Kite Festival. And you talk about kites, you think summer months, but no, you guys have this Veterans Park event. It's another free event that's happening from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. again on New Year's Day.
So Gift of Wings, that's our wonderful kite shop right in Veterans Park downtown on the lake. They're the ones that host this festival. You can get some massive air and gusts of wind going on New Year's. And it's just another excuse to get outside and do something really cool.
All righty.
Literally.
So, literally. So also in the new year, because part of your job, like I said, is dealing with tourism and really making sure people outside the city know what's going on here in Milwaukee.
Definitely.
Well, you've got 30 to 50,000 people who are going to be coming to the Democratic National Convention in July of 2020. So what role has Visit Milwaukee been playing as we make our way to that date?
We are doing a lot of things. Our whole company is involved with getting ready for this, and not just getting helping the DNC get ready, but also help the city get ready. So from my perspective, we're going out and we're talking about how can local businesses get ready to see 15,000 media members wandering around town wanting to do interviews and write local stories. How can we talk about Milwaukee? And just so giving advice about that. We are also, of course, helping with the hotels. We've been helping with that ever since they were deciding between Houston, Miami, and Milwaukee. So we're just helping them facilitate. We're helping them connect with the venues that they need. They will be booking. You know, there are almost 2,000 events happening throughout the course of throughout the course of that week. And so just helping them learn where and when and how we can accommodate them. We are also helping with volunteers. They need 12 to, I think, 15,000 volunteers.
My goodness.
Yeah, it is a massive event. Visit Milwaukee actually has a 200-strong volunteer base ourselves, so we know how to work with volunteers, and we often staff the airport, the Harley-Davidson anniversaries with our volunteers to just help ensure a wonderful experience.
Yeah, and the last time you were here, correct me if I'm wrong, you guys also take time to help the Uber and Lyft drivers know more about the city as well when it comes to visitors.
Yes, and thank you for bringing that up. We are going to be doing some kind of what we're calling ambassador trainings, where we can say, okay, here's how to be a really good host, because we have all of these people, many of whom have never been here before. This is their first impression of Milwaukee. Here's how to really welcome them in the way that we would want to be welcomed, of course. And so we're going to be talking with hotel frontline staff and people like Uber drivers and cab drivers and those people who will be most likely interacting. I mean, restaurant owners, so that hopefully they can take these learnings back to their staff and say, okay, here's how we're going to roll out the red carpet at our one spot.
Yeah, huge economic impact on this city. So people get ready to hear more and more about the DNC as we get closer to the dates. And then there's the Ryder Cup that's going to be held at Whistling Straits in September of 2020. And I'm wondering if you're going to have a lot of people, even though it's in Kohler, will they be commuting probably from Milwaukee? This is another huge event.
It is, and attendance could be 50,000 people per day.
Wow.
Yeah, it is massive. I mean, just kind of as big as the DNC. And of course, Kohler cannot host 50,000 people.
Of course.
So they will be staying in Milwaukee. One really neat thing about the Ryder Cup attendance is that a lot of these guests will be international. Given the nature of the event, it's the U.S. versus Europe golfers. And so tons of people will be flying into Milwaukee or Chicago and driving up to stay here. So just a unique opportunity to welcome a lot of international visitors, probably more than any one event we've done. And so again, we will be talking about how can we roll out the red carpet for these golf fanatics? How can we get them into Milwaukee County's amazing county courses? And all sorts of things. We know that they'll be going to the bars and the restaurants, and they'll need to go to TJ Maxx to get some last minute items, so how can we help them find all those things? How can we make it easy for them when they're here?
Yeah, and hopefully all the local business owners and entrepreneurs, they all can take advantage of having all these people in the city. It's what it's all about. So
I think the DNC will be a great practice for the Ryder Cup.
You got that right. They'll have it down pat by then, and you guys certainly have a busy schedule ahead for 2020, which is not a bad thing. So
definitely.
Thank you so much for stopping by.
Of course.
And all the best to you. Claire Koenig is is the Communications Manager, Leisure Tourism at Visit Milwaukee. For more information on anything we've discussed, of course, you can go to their website at visitmilwaukee.org or call 414-273-3950. When we return to Our Issues Milwaukee, we'll continue to focus on exciting things to do during the holiday season. One destination can be the Milwaukee County Zoo. We'll find out more about the Zoological Society and what's new at the zoo right after this.